And welcome back, everyone. I'm sure that AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
What a finish, right?
Yeah.
Chiefs 32, Bills 29.
Close one.
I mean, just a total nail-biter to the very end. But, we're not here just to, do a regular recap, right?
No.
We want to go deeper.
Right.
We want to go deep on one particular play that, really sealed this victory for the Chiefs.
Absolutely.
And sent them to, their third consecutive Super Bowl now.
Yeah, I mean, this is what makes it so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about athleticism, right?
Yeah.
This was a strategic masterpiece.
Okay. So set the scene for us. We're in the fourth quarter.
Right.
2 minutes left on the clock.
Right.
Chiefs, they're clinging to a 3-point lead.
Yeah.
Bills are driving. They're facing a crucial 4th and 5 from their own 47-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about tension, right?
Oh, absolutely. Do or die time for both teams.
Right.
Every yard, every decision, just absolutely vital at this point. And then you have Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator. He calls a play. That honestly just leaves everybody stunned.
Okay, so you got to tell me, what did this so-called wizard of defensive strategy, what did he cook up?
So he calls this all-out blitz.
Okay.
Sending multiple defenders, including cornerback Trent McDuffie, charging straight at Josh Allen.
Wow.
And, Spagnuolo has a reputation for these, high-risk, high-reward plays.
Yeah.
But this one, you could just feel this collective gasp in the stadium.
Right. Yeah. Well, you said McDuffie.
Yeah.
Wasn't that kind of an unexpected choice for the blitz?
That's part of the genius, right? I mean, sending a cornerback on a blitz, first of all, already unconventional.
Right.
But he didn't just randomly pick McDuffie. This guy's known for his speed.
Right.
Has a real knack for getting to the quarterback.
So he saw something. He saw an opportunity there to kind of use this unexpected player to disrupt things.
Yeah. And that's just...
I love it. Okay, but what made it so brilliant?
Right.
I mean, was it just the surprise element?
I mean, the element of surprise was huge, but it was more than that.
Okay.
Spagnuolo knew Allen like a book. I mean, he anticipated how Allen would react to man coverage.
Okay.
And that's key here.
Right.
He basically used his knowledge of his opponent's tendencies and turned a potential weakness into an advantage.
So this wasn't just like throwing a Hail Mary and hoping for the best.
Oh, not at all.
This was like, he knew what was going to happen and used it to his advantage.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is next level chess right there.
Exactly. And remember, they hadn't used this particular blitz all game.
Oh, really?
So the Bills had no reason to expect it.
So you really are talking about a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Something is coming, but you're just captivated by how it unfolds. So, okay, walk us through it. How did this all play out?
All right, so picture this. Balls snapped. Suddenly, multiple Chiefs defenders, they're swarming Allen almost instantly.
Wow.
He's forced to just throw this desperate pass off his back foot. It's nowhere near the intended receiver.
Right.
The ball almost gets intercepted by the Bills.
Wait, what? The Bills almost intercepted their own pass.
Almost. Talk about, just another layer of drama to the whole thing.
Right, yeah.
But ultimately, the Chiefs defend the play, secure the ball, and with it, their ticket to the Super Bowl.
So Spagnuolo's gamble pays off, creates chaos, forces the mistake from Allen, and the Chiefs capitalize. I mean, it's almost too good to be true.
You could just see the relief and elation on the Chiefs' sideline.
Right.
I mean, they knew they had just witnessed something truly special.
Absolutely.
A play that, will be talked about for years to come.
All right, so we're going to hear from some of the players now and what they were thinking and feeling during those intense moments on the field.
All right, so we have some incredible quotes here that really give us a glimpse into their minds.
Okay.
So McDuffie, the young cornerback, who was at the heart of it all, he said he was actually itching for this blitz.
Oh, wow.
Like eager to go after Allen.
Really? Wow.
Imagine that level of confidence, especially in such a high-stakes playoff game.
Well, that's what's so incredible, right? You have this young, relatively rookie player. He's not intimidated by the pressure.
Yeah.
He actually wants to be in the thick of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that says a lot about him and the trust that Spagnuolo has in him.
Absolutely.
Wow. What about other players? How are they reacting?
So while McDuffie was down on the field ready to blitz.
Okay.
Brett Veach, general manager, was pacing nervously in the owner's suite.
I can only imagine, yeah.
Even Mahomes, who is usually just, the picture of composure, he admitted to feeling anxious when the offense wasn't on the field.
Well, yeah.
He said, I'm always nervous when the football is not in my hand.
That's understandable.
It just shows you the pressure that everybody was feeling. Even, the most experienced players and staff.
You could practically feel the weight of the moment.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everyone from the players to the GM up in the suite. What about the defensive guys?
So safety Jaden Hicks said his heart literally dropped.
Oh, wow.
When Allen's pass went up in the air, thinking, it might be caught by the Bills.
Right.
Just a roller coaster of emotions for everyone involved.
And then you have Chris Jones, who simply says, I'm tired, get us off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple comment, but it really does kind of say it all.
It does.
I mean, these guys, this was a brutal game.
Yeah.
They were exhausted by that point.
Absolutely. Every play, a battle of wills. And his comment just captured that raw emotion of the moment.
Yeah, it's amazing how, one play can kind of tell so many stories.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a strategic masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
But it all speaks to this individual brilliance, right?
Yes.
And the collective, effort, exhaustion, and then ultimately just this pure joy.
The exhilaration.
But it wasn't just about the play, right?
Yeah.
This was the combination of the Chiefs' entire season.
Absolutely.
It's their journey back to the Super Bowl.
It really was a microcosm of their dominance, a testament to their talent, their resilience, and their unwavering belief in themselves.
All right, now before we go any further, I want to make sure our listeners are with us.
Yeah.
This wasn't just another play, right?
Right.
This was a pivotal moment. I mean, and it reveals so much about the game.
Absolutely.
About these strategic minds.
Yes.
And, these incredible athletes. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back,
all right,
we'll delve even deeper.
Yes.
We'll look at what this play means for the future of the NFL and, the implications for the Chiefs and the Bills.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
All
right, welcome back. We just finished breaking down that blitz, in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I'm still buzzing about it.
It's pretty amazing.
It really is. It wasn't just about, the X's and O's.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it was a window into, how these coaches make decisions with so much pressure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what I find really interesting about this is that Spagnuolo's decision actually goes against a common coaching principle.
Really?
Which is, don't blitz a mobile quarterback like Josh Allen. But he actually used Allen's strengths to his advantage.
So he kind of flipped the script.
Yeah.
Like he knew that Allen facing a blitz would probably rely on his instinct to scramble,
exactly,
make a play.
Yeah, but by anticipating that, he had his defense ready to close those escape routes.
So he's thinking like 2 steps ahead.
Exactly.
It's like he forced Allen into making a quick decision under pressure.
Right.
And that's where McDuffie comes in.
That's where McDuffie comes in. Most quarterbacks wouldn't expect a cornerback blitzing from that angle.
Right.
It totally disrupted their protection scheme.
So it wasn't just about being unexpected. It was about exploiting a weakness that Spagnuolo had identified.
Exactly. That's why they call him the wizard, I guess.
It still sounds risky, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sending a cornerback
it was a game.
on a blitz against a quarterback like that.
For sure. But he mitigated the risk.
Okay.
If you think about where the Bills were on the field, it was 4th and 5.
Right.
Even if Allen had escaped that initial pressure, he would have had to run for a significant gain.
To get that first down.
Exactly.
So the odds were in their favor.
Exactly. They were.
And that's the genius.
That's the genius. It wasn't just recklessness.
Right.
It was calculated risk. He weighed the risks against the potential rewards.
Right.
And made his decision based on a deep understanding of the game.
It's incredible.
And his opponent.
It's not just about Spagnuolo's mind, though, right? I mean, he put his trust.
Of course not.
In a young player like McDuffie to execute this. I mean, imagine being that guy.
Yeah, imagine being McDuffie in that moment.
Knowing your coach has that much faith in you.
You said that McDuffie had never even experienced a playoff loss in his career.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that played a role?
I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but the Chiefs, they have this culture of winning.
They do.
And you see it in McDuffie, right?
You see it. You see it in McDuffie's confidence.
Yeah.
And just the team's overall swagger.
Yeah. But they're aware of the pressure too, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there's, the Chiefs' fatigue we talked about earlier. Right. I mean, how does a team like that's constantly in the spotlight?
Right.
How do they handle that? How do they avoid becoming complacent?
That's a great question. I mean, it's interesting to compare them to, some of the other NFL dynasties, like the Patriots, for example.
The Patriots, yeah. I mean, under Belichick, they were known for their consistency, their ability to shut out the noise.
Right.
The Chiefs seem to have a different energy, right? They're more flamboyant, more expressive, but they still have that killer instinct.
So, I mean, maybe there's not one right way to build a dynasty.
Right. Maybe it's about finding what works for your team, for your culture.
Right.
And adapting as the game evolves.
Speaking of evolving, let's think about the Bills for a second, right?
Yeah.
They were on the other side of this incredible play.
Absolutely.
What can we learn from their perspective?
I think that's a great point. To fully appreciate what Spagnuolo did, we have to understand how the Bills saw it. So think about it. You're the Bills.
Yeah.
You're down by 3.
Yeah.
It's late in the fourth quarter. You need this first down.
Right.
You know the Chiefs are going to bring pressure. But how do you anticipate something as unconventional as that blitz?
So, even if you're prepared, you can't plan for every scenario.
Exactly.
Especially when you're going up against someone like that.
Especially against a mind like Spagnuolo, yeah.
And even if they had anticipated.
Right.
I mean, the Chiefs' defense executed flawlessly.
Oh, they did, yeah.
I mean, they were relentless.
Absolutely. They shut down every escape route.
This is where, all that film study comes in, right?
Absolutely.
But, coaches can spend hours and hours dissecting these plays.
Yes.
But sometimes it just comes down to
execution.
Yeah, execution.
It was like a perfectly timed dance.
It really was. It was amazing.
Each player knowing exactly where to be.
But even in defeat, there are valuable lessons for the Bills, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this experience, it can fuel them.
It can.
It can motivate them.
It can make them come back stronger.
So it's a reminder that, every game, every play.
It's a learning opportunity.
It's a chance to learn and grow.
Absolutely.
Even if the outcome isn't what you hoped for.
Even when it's not what you hoped for.
Right.
It really speaks to this cyclical nature of the NFL. Teams rise, they fall, new stars emerge.
Right.
It's a constant evolution.
Okay, so we've covered a lot here.
Yeah.
But we're not quite done yet.
Okay.
We've analyzed the play. We've gone into the minds of both teams.
Absolutely.
And we even, touched on these dynasties.
Yeah.
And, this changing landscape of the NFL.
Absolutely.
So now let's kind of bring it all together.
Okay.
And look at some key takeaways.
All right.
Okay, so we're back. And ready to kind of wrap up our deep dive into this, game-changing blitz from the AFC Championship. We've talked about, everything.
It feels like it.
From Spagnuolo's, brilliance to that Chiefs fatigue to the Bills and, what they can take away.
Right.
So let's connect it all.
Yeah.
What are the big takeaways? What makes this play so significant?
To me, it just shows how, the NFL is evolving.
Okay.
The game is becoming more and more complex. You have these coaches like Spagnuolo pushing the boundaries,
Right.
It's like a chess match, but it's played at warp speed.
Right, and Spagnuolo just outsmarted him, in a big way.
He did.
It's amazing he went against, that conventional wisdom.
Right.
To not blitz a mobile quarterback.
Right.
That takes guts.
It does.
So it also takes a deep understanding.
A deep understanding of the game. Yeah.
You have to see beyond, just the obvious.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the takeaways.
That is.
You have to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
The best coaches, the ones who build dynasties, they can adjust.
They can find those creative solutions.
Yeah. You mentioned dynasties earlier.
I did.
Do you think the Chiefs are on their way?
It's looking that way, right? They have Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, they have a knack for making those big plays.
Right, but the pressure is on.
Absolutely, the pressure is immense.
Right.
Every team is gunning for them. Every game is a test.
And there's that fatigue too, right?
Yeah.
How do they stay motivated?
How do they stay motivated?
When everyone expects them to win.
Right.
How do you avoid complacency?
I mean, that's the million-dollar question.
Right.
You know, the Patriots, during their dynasty years, they thrived on that discipline, that consistency. The Chiefs seem to have a different approach.
Right. It's a little bit more...
A little bit more flair.
Yeah.
A little more personality.
It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Absolutely, yeah.
But even if they don't win every Super Bowl...
Right.
The journey itself...
The journey is valuable.
Is valuable, right.
Absolutely.
Look at what we learned from this one play.
Yeah.
It's about calculated risks.
Yes.
It's about, trust. And it's about, just that pursuit of excellence.
And for the Bills, even though they lost...
Right.
This can be a catalyst for growth. I mean, they have a talented young quarterback, a strong foundation, and they're hungry.
Yeah, they want to prove themselves.
They want to prove themselves.
So, maybe the biggest takeaway is that, the NFL, it's a story that never ends.
Never ends. There are always new chapters.
Right. New rivalries, new legacies.
Absolutely.
And that's what keeps us coming back.
That's what keeps us coming back. The drama, the excitement. You just never know what's going to happen next.
We started this deep dive, with this one incredible play.
Yeah.
And we ended up,
we went everywhere.
Yeah. We talked about strategy. We talked about the psychology of winning and these stories on and off the field.
It reminds you that, even in a game like football, sometimes those tiny details have the biggest impact.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of these deep dives.
It is.
We get to, peel back those layers, uncover these hidden stories, and just, gain a deeper appreciation for the game.
For the game we love.
So the next time you're watching a game, whether it's the Chiefs, whether it's any other team, just think about, all those things.
Think about everything that goes into
those strategic decisions, the performances, the emotions. You might just see the game in a whole new light.
You might. Absolutely.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep exploring.
Keep asking questions.
Keep asking those questions and keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep. We'll see you then.